Therapy Army, where are you? Let's be having you. Hey, whereabouts are you this time of the night? Where will you be? You could be anywhere. You could be watching a film, but you decide to join us, people. Today, we promised you. I forgot to say Wednesday. I said Tuesday, and I do apologize. So the people that came at me on Twitter, we're just hopefully waiting for Irfan and Tom. I'm going to reach out to them in a minute. But big up Mundo, big up Bumbaye. First and foremost, the question is, how much do you both love the Europa League? Starting with you, Mundo.
I don't hate it, but I don't particularly like it. Just because I'd rather be in the Champions League, and it's just a bit. I don't know. I can't really get excited about playing away against Real Sociedad, to be honest with you. It's not a game I can get excited. I don't give a shit if we finish first or second in the group. I really couldn't give a damn. I'm more concerned about the weekend's game than I am tomorrow.
Bumbaye, what about you, Bumbaye?
I'm used to it now. It's all we do, Europa League.
But listen, boys, it could be worse. You could be in the bloody Europa Conference League. We only got through because West Ham messed up on the last day of the season. How the mighty have fallen, guys. How the mighty have fallen.
I absolutely love the Europa League. I despise it with every bone in my body, because what it reminds me is that Manchester United's decline. To hear, whoa, 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 whoa. What the hell is that song? Anyway,
we are here, Europa League. Let's go, let's go. Europa League preview on Mr. Structure's channel. Planet Faz Army is here. We're gonna talk all great things the Europa League. Yeah, today's Europa League special.
I don't know about that. Faz, why do you love the Europa League? Why do you love
because firstly, it's a competition in Europe. So it's clubs outside of our geography. So you never know what you're going to get. Secondly, underdogs always turn up against Man United. So I always like to find, these hidden players in the corners of the world. And thirdly, especially this year, big clubs have joined the Europa League. It's all the tasty, all the turmeric powder, the red chili powder, all the flavors are now in Europa League, man. Champions League ain't got no flavors this year. They've all come to Europa League. So that's why I'm excited. You're not entertained, you two.
No, I'm not having it.
You're not buying it.
Meet Vaz, Bumbaye, meet Vaz, Mundo, and then Bumbaye here. Right. I'll say it. I despise it with every bone and every inch of my body. I despise it.
You don't mean that. There's good players in the Europa League.
I do. And I promise you, if Man United ever go into the Conference League, this channel is not covering Europa Conference. Forget about it. That's never going to happen. You go to Planet Vaz for that. Planet Vaz specializes in Europa Conference.
Yeah. For everybody watching, I don't know how many people are watching, but we are doing after tomorrow's game. Once we find out, what's the situation with our position in the group, we're gonna start a charity fundraiser, and the purpose of the fundraiser is for Nuruddin to come to a Europa League game at Old Trafford. All money is going to be donated to charity, and we're gonna set a level. If we hit that level, Nuruddin is going to come to Old Trafford with me on a Europa League night, sing the song. I'm going to make sure he's got his glasses on. I'm going to make sure he doesn't have his phone on him. And we're going to do the post-match and everything. Whole shebang. So people, watch out for that. You agreed. You agreed to this.
It's the only thing I'll do. See, the things I'll do for charity. See, things that I'll do for charity.
I might do every week then. Every Europa game charity.
No. You'd have to pay me to go and watch that crap. No chance. But big up people, big up Therapy. Please smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Make sure you hit that notification so that lets you know when we're live. Big up to everybody. We've got a big show tonight. Hopefully Irfan's going to jump on. Maybe Tom's going to jump on. But this is it. We're going to do a quick preview now about Manchester United and Real Sociedad. Beautiful part of Spain, the Basque nation, the Basque country. I've been there. The food is absolutely marvelous. So for those United fans who are going to that game tomorrow night, make sure you stay for the weekend. I promise you, you will not be disappointed.
San Sebastian.
Yeah, beautiful part of Spain.
San
Absolutely
Sebastian.
beautiful
Yeah,
part of Spain.
great
I was
food.
there in 2019. I went there for my birthday. I had an absolutely amazing time. I was in Bilbao, and I also went to San Sebastian. And the fish and the food, and just the weather was amazing. I know that obviously it's a bit cooler this time of the year, a bit colder, but still the food really nice. So we're gonna do that quick preview, and then what we promise you people. So we're gonna agree to the best ever World Cup goal, because obviously 2 weeks time we're gonna be in the World Cup, and then before that I'm gonna ask each, and I'm gonna say mine as well, each of the guests there in their lifetime of watching football, the best 5 players they've seen. You have to go to the stadium, the best 5 players they've watched on television, the best 5 players they've heard about. You can't just read them in a book. You have to have seen videos of them play. That is where it is. And here comes Irfan. So big up. It is a bang on show tonight. Full to the tip. Set up the army, turned up tonight. So the least you could do is smash your absolute like on that video. But let's get into this Real Sociedad Manchester United preview. So just let me know.
Sociedad.
My
some
friends
respect on
from,
Europa.
the Basque, my friends from the Basque will be disappointed that I'm not pronouncing it properly. But I am dyslexic. It's the honesty, people. There's 4 people in this here that can tell you I can't pronounce anything. I've been doing it since I was a kid. It ain't my fault, folks. My brain doesn't think like that. Real Sociedad. There we go. Sociedad with a bit of sauce on it. There we go. Right, but anyway, let's get into it. Manchester United will be without Sancho, Anthony Martial, Anthony. Sancho is ill. He keeps having these mysterious illnesses. I'm counting from last season. It's been about 4 or 5 illnesses, mysterious illnesses he's having.
Can I just put one in the theory? A quick theory: Halloween, partying, illness. Okay. United. Tomorrow is whoever wins. But if we win by 2 goals, we will be finishing top of the group. Cristiano Ronaldo is likely to start his 3rd game in a row. At the end of the day, I don't think he can start many intensive games. We're gonna go into some of the quotes from Casemiro, some interesting quotes. But just to let you people know, Real Sociedad have had an incredible injuries, and they have loads of players out. So Sociedad's recent dip in form is basically due to injury to Mikhail Oyarzabal, Umar Sadiq, Mohamed Ali Chayo, David Silva, Andre Martin, and that Take Fusukabu. He is a Japanese player, and he is a really good player. He was the one that was troubling us at Old Trafford, playing on the wings, whether it's going central, someone was going right. So they have really injury-ravaged team we're playing against tomorrow. Manchester United, obviously Rafael Varane, Tuanzebe, Brandon Williams, Anthony Martial, Jadon Sancho, all of them are out. Victor's back. I don't know if he's going to play tomorrow. Juan Bissaka is in the squad. Ilanga, Sholatore, Alessandro Garnacho. These are the people that are in the team. So, in terms of it, tomorrow Manchester United must win by 2 goals for them to qualify as top of the group, which will then make us not have to play 2 games in a row. Meaning that we don't have to play 2 games in a row. So we'll have to play 2 extra games to our season. That is what state of play is tomorrow. Please smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Not subscribe. Smash that notification bell, people. Put that on so it lets you know when we're live again. I just want to remind people, I despise the Europa League. Have I ever told you guys that I despise the Europa League?
I do
No, you
not
haven't.
damn
First time hearing
about this. I do not give two damn about this. I've done a show on Monday with Saeed and Tom. We talked about, I said, that because of the systemic, structural imbalance of the football squad of Manchester United men's team, over a decade, Manchester United will be very difficult to sustain a challenge to finish top 4 and try to get to a Europa final. It's not happening. Get that out of your heads. Unless the Glazers spend the Manchester United money, not their money, Manchester United commercial revenue money, in January and buy 3 players. No point. You're asking Eric Ten Hag to work miracles. He's not Harry Potter. He ain't this person. He ain't that guy to do what needs to be done for Man United still to have enough and to be able to finish peak around March, April, then May. That's when the season ends. You want your team to peak around at the end of February, going into March, April, and May. The last 3 months of the football season. That's what we want. And I can't see it with this squad that's imbalanced for him to be competing all fronts. So tomorrow, of course, it's going to be the same team that played on Sunday. That's what it's going to be. And we were there in the stadium, me and Bass, and we saw it. They were dead out on their feet. Every time the ball went out, the camera does not follow what's going on the pitch. Casemiro's like constantly praying. He almost became a Muslim in the middle of that pit, in the middle of that game. Every time down in his knees, literally his hands on his knees, panting for his life. Many other players were doing that. Bruno was doing that. Rashford was doing that. It was incredible to see. So the burnout is coming. Unless the Glazers pull it out, the burnout is coming, and it's coming fast. And also, we know the World Cup, emotionally, physically, it's going to take out a lot out of these players. It's going to take a lot out of these players. Disappointments. That's why I don't want any Rashford to go. I don't want Rafael Varane to go. I don't want any. I let Fred go. McTominay, Fred, if they want to go, they can go. But I don't want any of the top players that we need to go. But it's enough about me. Guys, quickly, just tell me, injury ravaged Real Sociedad, and I'll go to you first, Fast. Can Man United get the 2 goals that they need?
If you ask me, I think straight away one of the biggest weapon, Kubo Takefuso, is out. So attacking wise, they will be thin. Also, David Silva is out, meaning in midfield they will be thin. Ten Hag said in his press conference, we ran through it before, he thinks they will still play proactive football. I don't think so. I think that's just Ten Hag saying it because he just wants to be nice or whatever. But I think they're going to try and sit back, and because 1 point guarantees them top of the group, they won't want to risk going forward, especially when Kubo is not there, who's been their number 1 player. He's played, I think he's played about 11 games. He scored about 2-3 goals for them this season already. So yeah, they won't. And I think we can get the 2 goals. But my only concern is we can get the 2 goals is how quickly we get the 2 goals. I do not want to leave it late, because the later we leave the goal, the more confident Sociedad get. I want to get the early goal, break their confidence, and start punching through that defense, because once they start locking up shop later on in the game, it's beneficial for those type of teams. And if we do get 1 goal, for example, let's say to run through a scenario, let's say we get a goal on the 60th minute, it's not good enough, because they can still be okay with that, and they will even be more tighter, and they might even come through and try and counter us. And if they come back with 1 goal, then you know what it is. It's very, very squeaky bum time. At any cost, I want to avoid them 2 extra games at any cost. So that's my theory.
Big up. I have actually seen Man United play Real Betis. I remember that the season where we went to the final, Manchester United went there and we smashed them at Old Trafford. No, we smashed them away. We smashed them away, actually, on our way to the final. And the reason why it was, they played into our hands. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's low block FC. They defended halfway line, and Marcus Rashford run a riot that night. Marcus Rashford run a riot that night, and we smashed them. When they came to Old Trafford, I thought tactically they were spot on. Absolutely spot on. They won the tactical war. They won the tactical fight. They won the tactical game at Old Trafford. And obviously, it was one of the most disgraceful penalty decisions ever in the history of football, given against Gonzalo Martinez. I don't know where he's supposed to put his hands. His hands were not away from his body. They were here inside his body and within the width of his body. And that happened. So I'll go to you quickly, Irfan. Irfan, do you love the Europa League? Honestly, now? Are you
No.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Is that you? Is that your ringtone on your phone?
Mine?
Yeah. Whoa, whoa,
No.
whoa, 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 whoa.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. I just think that, like I said, I don't really want us to, I want us to keep winning, but I don't know what this Thursday, Sunday business. I don't think we're strong enough to do it on all fronts. But like you just said, I still can't get over that handball. I still can't. I mean, we weren't playing very well. We weren't really on the same team as we are now. But that handball was one of the most ridiculous handballs in my life. Never mind in the last couple of years. That was just a shocking decision. I don't know how they got away with that one, but like I said, I'm glad to hear that they got some of their main players out. But it should be a different game because we're a different team to what we were when we played them. We've got players have got used to Ten Hag's system a little bit more. Although, who do you say is going to be in defence? It's going to be Lindelof. Is it going to be with Martinez? Who's going to be in defence? We don't know yet. So if it's Maguire, I don't really feel, because we can't really push up and squeeze the play like we do when Varane's playing. So I don't really have much confidence if Maguire's playing, because obviously he sets back. You see how far we push forward. It's a little bit closer to halfway line because of that donkey at the back. But I just feel that if we do manage, if we play Lindelof, I think we've got a better chance. But we are a different team to what that played him last time. We're a different team, so we should give him a much better game. My confidence is better. All around, we're better. Rashford's on form, so I am hoping for a better game. Will we win 2-0? I'm not sure. Maybe 1-0. I don't know about 2-0. 2-0 if we play well.
We don't have to win by 2-0. We have to win by 2 goals. Clear.
Oh, okay, right, okay, yeah, all right. So even by trying to win two clear goals. I mean, if it goes well, if we play like we did, like let's say Chelsea or Tottenham, in the first 25 minutes against Chelsea or whole game against Tottenham, we can beat them 2-0. I think we can. But I just don't know with Maguire. I don't think we're the same attacking force when he's at the back. But like I said, I am more confident we should beat them, because I don't know. I mean, do you remember the first game? Do you actually remember it? It wasn't a particularly attractive game to watch from what I can remember. And it was very frustrating because we had no fluidity to our play. We just weren't there. We just weren't a fluid team. So, like I said, I'm hoping for a different result because we are a different team to then.
This is Europa League fan. What do you expect? This is Europa.
Well, look, yeah, but still, we're a different team, Nuruddin. We're a different team. It should be a different game. It really should be a different game.
Can I ask you guys a question? What's the most memorable game you can remember in the Europa League? I can tell you 10 off the top of my head Champions League games where Man United were in epic games. Can you tell me one?
Yeah, but you're acting like we've been in Europa League all our life. Like, come on, let's be honest here.
In the last 9 years, we've been in the Europa League more than we've been in the Champions League. Facts.
Yeah, sure. But
we've
had more memorable.
Can I just say, Nuruddin, one last thing? Can I just say, I forgot to add, Anthony's not playing, is he?
No.
So it might be trickier to get that two clear goals with him not playing. So let me just put that in as a final note.
Okay. Mumbai.
What's the question again, bro?
Are you bothered about us winning or losing or whatever in the Europa League? Because I'm not.
To be honest, man, I just look forward to watching the team play now in any competition because it's enjoyable to watch. So I'm interested to see, because this is a different team that is about to go in against Sociedad, are a good side. I think they're about 3rd or 4th in La Liga, something like that. They're a good team. They got a few injuries. David Silva's out, I think, as well.
They've got about 5 or 6 players out injured.
Yeah. So I don't know if we can gauge it accurately, but I was looking forward to this game. That was the difficult game in the group, and seeing how we'd approach it now that we seem to have improved ourselves. So yeah, I just look forward to watching the team play in general now. Before, I didn't tune in for 5 months. I just couldn't be bothered anymore. I was a fan of other teams. I just want to watch something worth watching, and we're getting that at the minute. So yeah, man. It'll be great to win any trophy. I think for this team. I think it's important to lift some silverware as a team to start building our legacy. And to get that feeling as a team of winning something is good. It'll help us along.
As you can see, people, I'm blending to the background. Mundo, come on, talk to me. Are you bothered? First of all, let me just big up Kelly's Remedy Lassie, Chief Editor United Real Therapy, and also big up newly joined part of the crew now, the Therapy Army, Hassan Yusuf, as well. Eric Ten Hag here talking about Martial. Well, he's not going anyway. He's not risking him. So it is what it is. Big up to every one of you. Please smash a like on the video. There's nearly over 80 of you in here. And let's get involved. Mundo, are you asked about Europa League?
Nah, not bothered. I'm not really bothered. The biggest thing for tomorrow is that we finish that game unscathed. We don't lose any more key players. We don't want someone like Martinez getting injured in this tournament, or Rashford or someone at the moment, because they're key players at the minute. So, or Casemiro. So, for me, it's just about making sure that we get through the game without players getting injured. If we're being honest, this is the shadow of the Real Sociedad team that came to Old Trafford. So we should be beating them comfortably. But we are Man United. The current iteration of Man United is up and down. And we're going to have Ronaldo up front again. It's 3 games in a row for him. Last game, he looked a bit leggy. He didn't look great. I don't think we won a game by more than 1 goal where he started, other than, which might be an omen, the Sheriff game, where we won 3-0. But other than that, every time he's played, I don't think we scored more than 1 goal. So, we need 2. And obviously, Sociedad are a better team than the Sheriff. So, I don't know. But either way, I'm not particularly bothered. I think the bigger game is the weekend. I'm more focused on the league, more focused on domestic cups. Europa League, for me, is like, I put it down there with the Carabao in terms of importance. League and FA Cup for me are the top 2. Finishing top 4 and trying to win a big trophy like the FA Cup would be priority.
Mm-hmm. Just something that's been asked about Casemiro, so we're just going to go through a little bit of this. Big up Hassan Yusuf and Khalis Ramadan Lassie. Casemiro, when asked about the comparison between La Liga and the Premier League, he says, I think they're 2 entirely different competitions. I think Premier League is more stronger, more physical. And he continues to say, people try to play in Spain tiki-taka, more like passing game. They have a good point, virtue, strength, but they're 2 different in different competitions. Yeah, they are. It's very difficult to judge. It carries on. It says, we want to win. He's obsessed with teaching us, making us better to the millimeter. The obsession with winning is something I've only seen with very few managers. So that's Casemiro bigging up Eric Ten Hag. Casemiro, after being in football for quite a while, even though I'm only 30, his obsession for winning is what surprised me the most. Okay. I think I got many strength. Casemiro, after being in football for quite a while this year, is just a thing that's being repeated again. But it is what it is, people. Ten Hag, he told me he needs. So this is a phone conversation, people, that's had between, because every club has to get the approval of the manager. So when people go, oh, he was not a Ten Hag signing, it still might have not been. And I want to give an example here, people. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came out in a press conference and said he had to speak to Donny van de Beek. He did not want Donny van de Beek. It's clear for the whole world to see he wanted Jack Grealish. Villa didn't get relegated. We didn't get Jack Grealish. The club said to him, well, there's the midfielder. And he thought he will get the body, but obviously it's not. So Ten Hag here, Casemiro, he told me he needs a new challenge because Real Madrid, he won everything. They don't want him. They didn't want him to go, but he had the feeling. Ten Hag says, I have to go to another club, another league to prove myself, and that shows in his hunger. I really like that. Okay, so this shows you, obviously, something to do with a 5-year contract, almost doubling the wages. Like I always say, Casemiro's grandchildren, they're not alive yet. They're dancing on a Copacabana beach because at the age of 30, no other football club in world football were ever offering that guy triple the weight, almost double the wages, and a 5-year contract. People go, it's 4. No, it isn't. Man United always have 1 year optional. 1 year optional. So it's 5-year contract for that amount of money. Casemiro had to come to Man United. Obviously,
yeah, but the wage structure is a bit hit and miss as well, because Sancho at 22 years old was making 350 and he ain't really won nothing, let's be honest. He's got a couple of cups with Dortmund and a promising career, but other than that, paying 350 at 22 years old is potential.
Well, somebody like Jadon Sancho we bought for the same amount of money as Casemiro, almost. It's that he will give you 10 years. Casemiro might only do it for we go to the games, Baz. We see him. He ain't got the legs anymore, bro. He ain't not the Casemiro of 5 years ago, or 3 years ago, or even 2 years ago. He's not that guy. He's slower. His positioning, obviously, he's world class. His mentality is world class, but he ain't got the legs. He hasn't got the legs, man. And everybody who goes to the game can see that. Is he 20, 100 million times better than Fred and McTominay? 100%. He's better than those guys. But he ain't got the legs, because I've saw it with my own eyes where he makes a challenge, then tries to get up and make the other challenge, and he's nowhere near the ball. I saw it with my own eyes in the stadium. So at the end of the day, he's playing well at the moment. I want him to play amazingly well and be the biggest success ever. I want him to disprove my theory that Manchester United buy older players because they can't get younger players, because none of the young players want to come to Man United unless you come for the money.
To be honest with you, I think he's worth every penny because he's broken up the Fred McTominay. McFred, it doesn't exist anymore because of Casemiro.
Well, if he gets injured,
I'd pay him $1 million. I would pay him $1 million a week, $2 million a week.
Listen. Let me say something to you now. If he gets injured, they're back with a bang, and you know it as well. So
not really, because Eriksen, Bruno, and it'd be McTominay in the middle.
Relying on another granddad who gets shattered. Can you let people know how many minutes into the game? Soon as the second half kicks off, Eriksen's always panting, and then he has to come off. Eriksen cannot live with his pace. It's really
but how many minutes has Eriksen played since the start of the season? How many 90 minutes has Eriksen played? A lot of 90 minutes. I don't know why. Let's be honest here. I don't know what we're expecting from these 30-year-olds anyways. He was a free transfer as well.
Let's just go to this. Casemiro on Eric Ten Hag. After being in football I've done it. You know, you don't have to add that, bro. We've done that one. Eric Ten Hag from first, Casemiro came in with an attitude, and in every training and every match, I really like it. He'll be more and more important for the team. No, 100%. He is. He's more important. He's more of a leader. I think him and Martinez are more natural captains than the actual captain that we have. For me, going to the stadium, though, it's not a secret, people. I just want to let people know. He is the captain. Lazaro Martinez is the captain of Manchester United. It's just that the club are not admitting it, but everybody knows he's the captain. But anyway, we'll come on to this big time, people. Just give me your score predictions for tomorrow, guys. What score predictions? We know he's going to play a strong team. Anthony Alanga, Garnacho, one of them is going to play. I think exactly the same team that played on the weekend are going to play. So give me your score predictions, people, quickly, so we can move on from this and move on to more interesting things.
Tomorrow's score will be very interesting because tomorrow is a very interesting game. Man United are playing. So whenever Man United plays, an interesting game, even if it's KFC trophy. But I actually think it'll be 2-0.
Fun?
Yeah, I'm going to be positive today. I'm going to say 2-0 as well. To us, obviously, to us, yeah.
Yeah.
2-0.
Go ahead, Mbaye.
Oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah, man, we'll go with 2-0.
Mundo?
I'm going to be positive. I think we'll score the 2 goals and then we'll shut up shop. And I don't think Real will have enough to hurt us. So, yeah, 2-0.
I think we might win it, but I think it might be 2-1.
You do know we're not coming first on the group then.
Yeah, but because I'm not asked about it, am I? I don't have any emotional connection to this trophy. I have zero.
Yeah, but Nuruddin, but isn't Ten Hag asked about coming second?
But that's
Isn't he going to push the team to win by 2? Isn't he going to go for it? No.
He doesn't want the extra games.
He's going to try to go for it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Do you know that Manchester United's, other than actually Real Sociedad a couple of years ago in the Champions League, sorry, in the Europa League, Manchester United's record in Spain is despicable. It's horrendous. So that's why I'm saying 2-1. Or maybe 1-1. That's just me. Anyway, Manchester United don't concede that much. So it's very interesting. Here we go. Fewest goals conceded in 90 minutes for central defensive partnership, 5-star Premier League season. So it's talking about, this is the stats, 0.62 Tarkowski, Cody, Boltman,
Everton, is that Everton, yeah?
Martinez, Varane, Van Dijk, Gomez. Yeah. So
Everton,
like the boys are up there, but at the moment, Varane's not there, innit?
Yeah.
Well, Everton don't concede goals. They don't concede many goals. Everton don't.
Unless we're playing them, yeah?
Yeah, and that was our most impressive win of the season for me. Other than this away game, that was our most impressive win. Because I was actually in the stadium watching Man United in that. But guys, let's get to the most interesting part of it now. Seriously. Come on. I'll start with you, Irfan. You watch football for a long time. Top 5 players you ever seen on television or you saw with your own eyes?
Wow, that's a big question. Big question.
I'll come back to you. I can ask Baz.
All right. I can 5 that I loved watching. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Socrates. Ronaldinho.
You're not Zico. Not Zico.
No. From that team, I can't pick. I could pick Adair, Junior, Zico, Falcao, but I'm gonna go for off that team, Socrates, because I love the way he ran with the ball. It's just graceful, like a gazelle he was. So then I'm going to go for Ronaldinho, still my favorite player in the modern era. Brazilian R9. There's 3. I'm going to put a couple of wildcards. I'm going to put Georgie Hadji. I just love this guy, the most sweet left foot. And let me think of another player I can think of. I'm going to give someone to entertain me. I love watching JJ Okocha.
There you go. That's a very interesting top 5. So you got R9, Ronaldinho, Socrates.
Yep.
JJ
Okocha and George Hadji.
Wow. Yeah. So you basically, Irfan just shows that 3 out of the 5 are number 10s. So that tells you about his football era, what you enjoy. So 3 natural number 10s. 1, you see, right winger, left winger, he could play everywhere, innit? Socrates, he could play on the left or the right.
I just remember him. So yeah, maybe he was. I mean, like, he's a stranger because I always think he was a centre mid guy, just running through. But he was a very attacking midfielder.
Yeah,
he was a guy that
right. The videos that I watch, he would sometimes drift to left to right.
Yeah.
The way he ran with the ball reminded me.
The way he ran with the ball, he was just always running through, stretching, bang, bang, bang. Letting
long legs.
Easily running alongside, and he'd run straight through. He was just a beautiful player to watch. Beautiful, elegant football, elegant.
Long legs.
Yeah, very long legs. And obviously, Okocha was the African wizard. I just love watching his feet. I love watching that guy. Just, different sort of jinga to what the Brazilians have. Very obviously, they came from Africa. The Brazilians took it from Africa to Brazil and made the jinga into something else. But when I watched the Nigerian Okocha, I can see where it came from. The Yoruba tribe.
Yeah. I will say this, guys. JJ Okocha is the only player at Old Trafford at the height of Roy Keane that I see somebody take the piss out of Roy Keane. That was JJ Okocha. He ripped him, came back for him, and then megged him, and then ran through. He was the only player that I ever saw. Mundo, I'll come to you next. Your top 5 players.
I'm going to kick off with Romario.
Oh, shit, man. I could have had him as well.
The most natural number 9.
Yeah.
He was just phenomenal. Lobs and chips and toe pokes. He was the king. So I am going with him.
That's a good
call. Obviously, the most graceful player I've ever seen. In terms of it's like poetry in motion, that guy. The divine ponytail. I love that guy. Robbie Baggio. It's football Italia in the 90s. I used to switch on just for that guy. Another guy from that Juventus team, Alessandro Del Piero. What a player he was. and then I've got to go for R9 because I don't think I've seen a striker who can take on entire teams by himself like him. I know Messi's done it, but not the same as R9 used to do. The flip flap and the snakes and all kinds of stuff. He used to embarrass defenders. So that's my top 5.
I'm sorry, Mundo. The FIFA generation will tell you he was trash because his stats are not there.
No, there's never been a striker like him, and I don't think there ever will be a striker like him.
No.
With that raw pace, the skill, the finishing of both feet, I've never seen anyone put a keeper down like that guy. He through 1-on-1, you put your mortgage, your children, your wife, you throw everything on that bet, right? Because you know he's scoring and you know he's going around the keeper.
He's a one-man attack. He was a one-man attack. That's how good he was.
And
So you got Del Piero, R9, Romario,
Zidane,
and one
Robbie
more.
Baggio. Roberto Baggio.
Wow. So you're going for 2 Juventus. Mundo's got a bit of liking for Juventus. So he's got 2 Juventus legends. He's gone for Zidane, actually 3. Zidane, so 3. So he's gone for 3 number 10s. This just tells you FIFA generation where you are when football was the art, not what it is now.
No.
When football were artists
Yeah.
went out onto that pitch and literally painted.
Yeah, they're all painters. These guys were artists. You don't breed these type of players anymore. We don't breed them anymore.
Artists. Bumbaye, I'm gonna come to you. So remember, people, Mundo said Romario, Ronaldo, R9, the real Ronaldo, R9, Del Piero, Zidane, Baggio.
Yeah.
He's gone for 3 number 10s. 3 number 10s and 2 strikers. Bumbaye.
The players that mean most to me, there might not be there'll be better players out there, but is this my favorite players? Is that what we're doing here?
Your favorite players of all time.
Yeah,
that you've watched.
yeah. My favorite players are. My favorite players, bro, throughout my life have been not just for the player, for the. I fall in love with players not just for their football, but for the man that they are as well, what they represent. So, my favorite player, and this is in order. So, it's Diego Maradona, Zinedine Zidane, Eric Cantona, Paul Gascoigne, and Wayne Rooney.
Wow, all of them number 10s. Well, Paul, so that's at 5. So Zidane.
No, here you go. Maradona, Zidane, Cantona, Paul Gascoigne, Wayne Rooney.
All of them are number 10s, really. All of them have played the number 10 role. Every one of them.
That's what I play.
Yeah. So every one of them. So he's gone. He's literally said to Irfan and Mundo, keep your 3. I'm going all 5. Stacking them. And that just shows you the type of people that he was attracted to. Baz, you're the last one. The last one.
You guys make me sound so young, man. Because I'm only 26.
Listen,
So...
I'll let you think. I'm gonna let you think. Let me just read the super chat out.
Yeah.
I fail to understand why you taking these little digs at players who are performing well. I'm not taking digs. I'm just saying to you about Casemiro's age and how his legs are not there. I mean, 30 isn't dead of the age of a footballer. Also, what CDM would you go for, Nurin, bro? Give me 3 names. So I really wanted Chouameni. I thought we could play Camavinga there. And the other guy, I forget the guy's name. He always escapes me. But he plays in Germany. He plays for Werder Bremen. He's a busy, press the hell out of you, brother, with a little bit of dreads. Fantastic player. Plays in Germany.
What about the guy from Brighton, Nuruddin, the guy that beat us?
Yeah, Casado. He's a United fan, by the way, as well.
Yeah.
And you know what? What's his name? Antonio Flensi tried to hook it up, but Man United were like, no, that's what it is. So go ahead. The baby of the show tonight, the bambino of the panel tonight. Let's see if you can bring your FIFA generation, or are you going to stay true and talk to me about artists, players that you watching?
So the first player I'm going to say is the player that actually made me fall in love with Manchester United. And drum roll for the people who might think is someone that you think it's not, is Paul Scholes. Paul
Okay.
Scholes is one of my favorite players ever touched grass. He's not he doesn't do the skills, he doesn't do the flicks and tricks, but he made me
does.
want to. Yeah,
That's
but
why
his
he can do it.
bread and butter, his bread and butter made me want to play that position, believe it or not. Kids want to be flair players, tricky players, whatever, but I have always appreciated his passing, man, his vision. And I whenever I play football, I always thought to myself, if I could be any player, I swear to God, any player, it would be Paul Scholes, because I feel he is so underappreciated in world football history, simply based on his vision and his passing and his physicality and his desire on the pitch. It was infectious to me, and he made me fall in love with Manchester United. My second player is like many others. I was very young, obviously, when he played at his peak, but it has to be there. It's Ronaldinho, man. It is Ronaldinho. Nobody can ever disrespect that guy. He made me fall in love with music and whatever. And it's almost Ronaldinho / Neymar. I want to put / Neymar because, again, they're very similar in terms of tricks and flicks, but boy, I fucking love Neymar, man. I tell you what, Mr. Structure, if Neymar came to Old Trafford, I'm going and spending all my savings in the megastore, and you gotta have to physically stop me, because I'm telling you, man, Neymar is my guy. He's my guy. At number 3, it has to be Cristiano Ronaldo. It has to be Cristiano Ronaldo. I just love Cristiano Ronaldo, even though right now he's not performing and I could criticize him. But overall, as a footballer, I can't deny what he's achieved and what he's done in this space. You can't deny. A different one. People have said 10s and whatever, but you know what? I really, really, really liked John Terry. I did. A defender. A fucking defender who would risk his life. And I want to say it's hard because I'm saying defenders, but John Terry / Puyol. Slightly different from different leagues, different slight error-ish. But I always appreciated like physical, die-hard defenders, captaincy type of defenders. I really appreciate them. And lastly, it's actually a goalkeeper, believe it or not. It's a goalkeeper. It's not an outfield player. And did anyone have a guess? Because nobody said goalkeeper. Just quickly have a guess.
It's got to be Schmeichel. It has to be Schmeichel. Or you not? Or is it someone?
Is it Neuer?
Too old. Michael's too old. Different generation. Let's think about this.
Yes, slightly different.
The Bayern Munich keeper.
Yeah, it is Neuer. It is Neuer.
Yeah.
It is Neuer. I appreciated Neuer so much, and I was so upset that Neuer didn't end up coming to Manchester United. But yeah, Neuer is my favorite. But it's not in particular order. This is not in any particular order. But
listen, we'll go through your thing. Big up Alicia Sinkanova. She says she had a guess. She said Les Sealy. He wouldn't know who Les Sealy if he smashed him in the face.
Definitely would not.
Les Sealy was Sinkanova.
Most United fans don't remember Les Sealy. Never mind. The ones
no. What about Massimo Taibi? I think he was the greatest keeper we've ever had.
What about the French guy? What was the French one called?
Barthez.
Listen, get in the comments, people.
Barthez.
Listen, get in the comments, people. I really want to
hear.
What
about the Scottish one we had? What about the Scottish guy we had? What was he called?
Andy Gorham.
Oh, yes. Shit, it was Andy Gorham, yeah. Shit.
He passed away. He recently passed away.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
R.I.P. Andy Gorham, yeah. Recently.
Oh, my God. Wow.
Yeah. Recently passed away. Big up, guys. Make sure
one more of the goalkeepers. Did we have Valdez at some point?
Yeah.
Victor Valdez, yeah.
Yeah, we had Victor Valdez at some point as well. Mad.
Yeah. Listen, I'm going to go now. This is mine. My thing. So,
Vas, yours, yeah.
Recap for Vas says Paul Scholes, Neymar, Ronaldinho, Cristiano Ronaldo. You went for John Terry, and you went for Neuer.
Manuel Neuer, yeah.
Yeah, that's your 5. My 5. This is no order.
Yeah, no. It wasn't Andy Gorham. Hang on a second. Alicia's got it right. Jim Leighton it was.
You're going back. You're going back many years.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking about. I was thinking about Jim Leighton, not Andy Gorham. I was thinking of Jim Leighton.
Well, that's you. But anyway, Jim Leighton. I'll go. For me, it's no particular order. My favorite striker of all time is R9. I really like Van Basten. But at the height of his powers, Van Basten got injured, had a bad knee injury, which made him quit football. Right? So R9 is something, the phenomenon He is the phenomenon. Nothing I've ever seen in my life. Left foot, right foot. Like Mundo says, nobody can ever do the drop the shoulders at the same time and the step overs. No striker in world football can ever do that. My one is also Pele. I'm going to send all of you a video to watch. Every football skill, Pele, it was almost like he came from the future and went back into 1950s, right? Pele was like somebody who came from the future and went back. Every level of skill, the snake, the Cruyff turn, the chips, the lobs, like, you know what I mean, the dummy, every level of skill, right foot, left foot, heading. Pele had it all. Pele, for me, is the most complete striker or footballer I have ever watched on television because the way what I've watched. He is by far, and he was doing it way back when nobody else was doing it.
Yeah, but Nordin, you're talking 1970, man. 1970.
I'm talking about from the 50s there, fan. He played from when he made his debut for Brazil was 1952 in Sweden. One of the goals he scores is one of the most skillful. If any player scored that now, we will all go, oh my God. He literally flicks the ball gets played to him. He, in one movement, flicks it over the defender and then volleys it into the bottom corner. At the age of 17 in a World Cup semi-final, or I think it might even be in the final, right? But anyway, the video I'm going to send to you guys, if you follow me on Twitter, I'm going to repost that video. Pele had it all. Every skill imaginable. When people go, oh, the Cruyff, nah, mate. Pele was doing it left-sided way and the right-sided way. There's videos of him doing all sorts of skills with a step over and everything, doing mad types of shots. He's taking free kicks from 30 yards out, 40 yards out, bending them outside of the boot to top corner. So anyway, that's Pele. So just to generation, Pele, next level. Passing, vision, heading, left foot, right foot, all of it, all day.
And Garincha as well.
Garincha was something else. Garincha was a winger. I'm talking about complete footballers. Complete footballers who were pulling up skills that the world now goes, whoa. Now we talk about these players and stuff like that. Pele was doing it in the 1950s. He was doing it officially in the 1950s. He was like a freak of nature. The equivalent to American football would be someone like O.J. Simpson. If you follow American football, O.J. Simpson was somebody that the American footballers have ever seen. Somebody of his strength, of his weight, just running through people and having these mad skills. Anyway, I digress. So it's R9, it's Pele. Ruud Gullit is the only player in a football pitch that can play every position. The only position that I don't know he can play is goalkeeper. Gullit can play right back, centre half, centre midfield, right wing, left wing, number 10, number 9, any position ever. One of my heroes, because his name sounded with a famous name in the country where I was born in East Africa. So Pele, R9, Ronaldo, Gullit. My fourth choice.
You got two left, yeah.
Go for. I want to be fair and go for a right back.
What about Tomine?
No, one of the most incredible
Cafu.
right backs I've ever seen in football is Cafu. Man chewed gum like he was going out of business. Man chewed gum and was never tired up and down that pitch.
Crazy level.
He will defend his ass. The last player that I'm going to go for is Ronaldinho because we share the same birthday. It's a shame he's a right-wing fascist. He supports right-wing fascists.
He's a Bolsonaro man, yeah.
Because he gets tax breaks, right? It's not with the people in Brazil. But for some of the stuff that he was doing at Paris Saint-Germain and at Barcelona, it cannot be denied. It cannot be denied. Now, going back to you, Irfan, tell me 2 players you wish that play for Man United.
Oh, well, he was the one because I actually thought, before he went to Paris, I thought we were going to get him. I really thought we were going to get Ronaldinho.
But we were going to get him. But a guy called Peter Kenyon, when he agreed on the phone, agreed the deal on the phone, went to meet them, then lowered the price when he got there.
Wow.
Ronaldo.
I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah. He's definitely one. He's one, right? 2 players you said I wish we'd signed. Ooh, it's a tough one. That one's a tough one. I'm trying to think of who've been linked in the last 40 years. I'm trying to think. It's a tough one.
I'll come back to you, Mundo, quickly. 2 players that you think Man United you wish Man United signed.
Yeah, I'll tell you one, boys.
I wish we'd signed Alan Shearer.
Good call. Good call.
I think if we signed Alan Shearer at that period when we were after him, we would have won more Champions Leagues. So Alan Shearer's one. And Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho's the other. Because I just think having that Brazilian flair at Old Trafford, we've never seen anything like that.
Mm.
We've never had a player of that quality at the peak of his powers.
Mm.
We sign players when they're on the brink, or we make them into stars, but we've never signed truly. Actually, no. I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to keep Ronaldinho. I'm going to scrap Shearer. I'm going to say Zidane. When Cantona told us we should have signed Zidane from Bordeaux in the mid-90s, that's the player we missed out on. I still to this day can't believe we didn't sign him.
Yeah, massively. Go ahead, Mbappe.
Yeah, first and foremost, I'll give you 3. Good shout though on Alan Shearer there, Mundo, but I'll give you 3. Zidane first and foremost, Ronaldinho and Batistuta.
We almost signed Batigo. Guess what happened?
Yeah, we almost had him. We tried to get him.
20 grand more than the wages his agent wanted. Oh. And Martin Edwards said, I want to add a bit to the stadium. I'd rather spend that money on that. And that's one of Fergie's regrets. He didn't get Batigo when he should have got. Bas?
You know what? That's a good shout there, Benzema. That is a very good shout.
Yeah. There you go. That's the one. When he battered us, when he scored that goal for us against Lyon, I thought we need this guy. Do you remember that when they beat us, when Lyon beat us?
I'll never forget that goal. That's the day I sat up and thought, right,
and look how skinny and young he was then. Yeah, that's the one. Benzema, that's the one. Yeah. Half Ronaldinho. Yes, Ali Boumbaye, that's the one.
So Ronaldinho and Benzema, you would sign. Yeah. Okay. Baz, who are you signing? 2 players.
It is very hard because we've been linked with some serious players. Like I would have said
we're linked with the whole world, Faz.
With the whole world. I would obviously, you guys know I would say Neymar because but in just keeping that aside, Michael Essien is someone that I think we could have fucking done madness with. Really done.
Well. I just want to say he's a United fan, by the way.
I think we had him on trial at one point, but we couldn't get a work permit.
Yeah. And by the way, people, when he retired, I saw him in the Stretford end with his hood up, shades. I saw him, and I looked at him. I went like that with my head, and because he had a hood and all of that, nobody recognized him. But big up Essien.
Yeah, Michael Essien is an absolute top player, man. What a top player in his time. And you know, another person that I would have absolutely loved, and I think it's sad that he got disrespected and his career ended up like the way it has, is Gareth Bale. By my goodness, Gareth Bale would have ripped apart in Manchester United, man. If he was a Manchester United player, he would take Manchester United to a different fucking level. And it's shameful, it's diabolical, it's egotistical of Real Madrid fans, the way they disrespect this guy. And, you know, I'm all for Gareth Bale doing his antics. And now in America, he does interviews in Spanish and he replies in Spanish. And I love it. And I would have loved Gareth Bale in Man United.
Well, that's it. For me, 2 players that I would have loved Man United to have signed. 2 players. At the time in 2011, I know it's gonna really get you guys. At 2011, after the day that we beat Arsenal 8-2, I walked back from Old Trafford to my gaff in Hume, where I am now, and I said, Man United need to sign Lozano. I said, what was his name?
Lozano Diarra.
And
Wesley Sneijder.
Wesley Sneijder. That was my Facebook status because at that time I knew Man United declined in the midfield and I knew the Glazers were never gonna give it up. So they're the two players that I wish, because at that time I think we could have won a Champions League with those two.
Don't forget Raul, man. We missed out on that as well.
Well, Raul was
man.
listen.
Nah,
Listen.
if we got Benzema, would have been. We'd still be laughing now if we got Benzema.
Right.
Just think how many years of goals we would have had.
Quickly, people, please smash a like on the video. You're getting bit of gems here. You're getting history, football history here. In between us, there is football library here. Quickly, guys, the best World Cup goal that you ever saw, like watched on television. The best.
Why are we even asking the question? We're all going to say
a
the same thing.
rhetorical question.
No, it's not. It's not, because you're not going to say something different.
I don't think so.
Now, Mundo's going to give me the Saudi guy.
Yeah, Awarian, Ali Awarian.
Yeah. Muhammad Awarian or something. Yeah.
I'll go, man. The best goal ever I've seen in a World Cup.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you two questions. I'm gonna ask you two questions.
Can we do individual goal and team goal?
Yeah. Team goal and individual goal. Go ahead.
So the team goal is the Brazil goal that was finished off by the Brazil goal. I think is 82, where Pele lays it off, and
1970.
79. And Tostao.
Yeah, it's in the blue. Yeah. Tostao. Yeah. 79.
Tostao buries it in the corner. The greatest goal in a World Cup is the Maradona goal, the second one against England. The reason it's the greatest goal is twofold. One, because you watched it yourself. It's in a World Cup and what he does. But two, what makes him, for me, the greatest is that the Falklands War's going on, and England massacred the Argentinians over there. Britain did. The whole weight of Argentina and the small man world was on the shoulders of Diego Maradona at that moment. And that was the great equalizer, that goal. And the hand of God is, in the context of that, also a great goal for him personally and for Argentinians personally to say, yeah, it's a cheat goal. What? Have this finger. So I do get it from the perspective of grievance from England, but in the context of things, that is why that is the greatest goal, that second goal.
Argentina. That's what we shout around here. Big up. I'll answer this. It is the greatest World Cup goal ever in the individual. To me, it's the greatest goal, full stop. Because Maradona was a massive fan of music. Maradona loved music. And I'm telling you, if you watch that goal carefully, he's dancing. I have never seen anybody dance on a football pitch with the ball. It's the greatest artistry goal because it's combining two things. Trickery, wonder of a left foot with dancing skills and balance. Like, honestly, it is a dance. It's because it's like tap, 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 rhythm. Tap, 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 rhythm. Tap, tap. It's like a rhythm. It's like to a drum beat. Pap, 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 skip. Pap, 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 skip.
And control, Nuruddin, and ball control. The way he controls the ball.
It is. And you know what? He cheated them and then he showed them. He said, I know what the headlines are going to be. I've cheated you. But this is who I am. And to do that in one game, not even close. I don't think anybody else will ever score a World Cup goal like that. By the way, I've got one thing to take back. I'm sorry, Cafu, you were great. I forgot about the greatest African player in my history, in my opinion. The only player to have ever won European Player of the Year, African Player of the Year.
George Weah.
Player of the Year. And I met him in HMV. I shook his hand and I said, you play for the wrong team. He played for Man City. Most of you don't know later towards his team. Later towards the end of his...
And Chelsea. He played for Chelsea as well, didn't he?
Yeah, but he Man City. When he was a Man City, I met him in HMV. I was trying to buy a 2-pack album. I think he might have been All Eyes on Me. I was trying to buy that. And I met him listening to some African music. So big up George Weah. And now he's the only player that become a president. I think in World Cup.
Liberia.
He's the president of Liberia. So big up George Weah. The individual, the team goal is the 1970. Pele's way of pass after all of the different skills. And all those Brazilians were dancing too. Because when I watch that, I just see them dancing. But go ahead, Bas.
favorite goal has to be one of Diego Forlan's goal, because he, again, I'm not old enough to remember that many World Cups, but he made me fall in love with that Jabulani ball, man. What he did with that ball is physics defying. I think he scored a couple of free kicks, but he had a goal against South Africa. And I think it was almost between halfway line and outside the box, man. And this guy just leathered that ball, and the ball is just shivering everywhere. Like, I don't understand how he did that. And as a kid, you would try and recreate that goal and think, how the hell does this guy terrorize a football like that? And team goal is an interesting one. Team goal is interesting because I would again come back to Uruguay as well, because there was a game, Uruguay-Germany, when Uruguay were terrorizing Germany. Germany ended up winning that game 3-2. But Uruguay were absolutely ripping Germany apart in that game in the first half. So I think one of Uruguay's goals. But yeah, I always liked Uruguay in the World Cup anyways, when Forlan and Cavani and the man were there. But yeah, that'd be for me.
Uruguay, yeah. Uruguay are an exceptional, unique team. Just to give you one fact of World Cups, the biggest attendance in a match in the World Cup was in the Maracanã. I think, if I'm not mistaken, was it 1950? If I'm not mistaken, Brazil's first ever World Cup hosting against Uruguay in the Maracanã. It holds about 100 something, but on that day, they reckon it's about 200,000 people there. Uruguay beat Brazil, and it was a national mourning. It was one of the most tragic defeats in a World Cup ever to a nation, a home nation, in a final, and Uruguay did that. Brazilians do not like Uruguay. They do not like Uruguayans. Yeah. They're not here for that. Irfan?
I don't know, Nuruddin, because like you said, we've talked about this before, and I tried to get past the Maradona goal. I mean, I try to think of all the other little goals, but they don't really have the same sort of, world sort of like recognition and sort of, because the history of the Islas Malvinas, which is the Falkland Islands, the significance of that goal, it was the goal of the era, of the decade. So I can't think of one really. I mean, when you think of Brazil in 1970s, the way they used to dance and play football as well, those goals against I think it was Carlos Alberto even, or Pele, I can't remember. They were incredible goals. I actually love, one goal I love. I actually loved the goal that Rivaldo scored against England. Do you remember? It was a move with Ronaldinho was involved. I think even Ronaldo might be involved, but Rivaldo scored it. Do you remember the goal?
Yeah, yeah.
It was a lovely goal to watch.
That goal was slow. As soon as you get to the last third, quick, one touch, bang, and then
bang. Yeah. It was just there. I was watching it. Even my mum was watching it, and my sister was watching it together. Everyone jumped for joy when it went in the net.
I tell you now, for one goal that made me stand up, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is an amazing goal," was Holland against Argentina, the Dennis Bergkamp, in the last minutes of that game. I think
that's a phenomenal goal. That's an amazing goal.
I think it was Frankie.
Oh yeah. The one that comes over his head, and he's watching it over his head. Yeah.
The control. Yeah. Bang. 3 touches. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
That Dennis Bergkamp goal was special.
Mm.
The best Premier League goal, people. The best Premier League goal you ever saw. It's the last one.
Hey, I haven't said my best two.
Go on, but your best goal, Madonna, your best goal. Sorry.
So you kind of stole my thunder, because I was going to say Bergkamp, because I think that was a great team goal, because it was a bit of build-up. Then De Boer played that unbelievable ball. Yeah. And then the finish. And then I'm going to go a bit left field and say, everyone's saying Maradona, but I like the Zlatan goal against Italy. The back heel.
Yeah, that was a great goal. That was an
unbelievable goal. Anyway, what was the next question?
The next question was, I've forgotten it now.
You said best Premier League goal, Nuruddin.
Best Premier League goal.
Flipping heck, man. You're actually frazzling our brains today, you are, asking us to remember things from 25 years ago, 20 years ago.
Best Premier League goal that you've seen.
Shit.
What was the thingy? Premier League?
Yeah.
It's too hard, that man. That's too
What's
hard.
the question?
I remember Brucey's headers pretty well. I remember Brucey's headers when in the early days. I remember those headers saving us. I remember those.
What's the question? Sorry, Nurdin. What's the
Remember
Nurdin? What's the question again?
The question is the
the
best Premier League
greatest
goal.
Premier League goal that you've seen?
Woo! It has to be Ronaldo's 40-yard man screamer, man. Cristiano Ronaldo screamer. Lord have mercy,
Again-
man.
The
Is
free
that
kick
against
Portsmouth.
Porto?
Wait, you
No,
mean
no,
the
no,
one
no.
against Portsmouth? You mean the Ronaldo one against Portsmouth?
It was
Nah, against
something.
Porto. Against
daft.
Porto in the Champions League, man. It was from a ridiculous far
Yeah,
out.
that was
near
against
the
Porto.
halfway line.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember
No,
that goal.
that's not in the Premier League. That was in the Champions League. By the way, the goal
Premier
against
League.
listen,
Portsmouth.
the goal against Portsmouth. Me and Mundo were the director's box that day. We remember we were
I
there.
remember he didn't move. He didn't move. He just looked at it. He watched it go in the
David
net.
James hold tight. David James still looking at that ball as we speak
He's still
right now.
looking.
Oh, greatest Premier League goal. Oh, it has to be Wayne Rooney's overhead kick, man. Flipping hell.
That was not in the Premier League. That was the League Cup.
No, that
Oh,
was in
that
the Premier League
Prem,
against
man.
City. He's talking about the City goal.
Yeah,
The
it was
overhead
City,
kick.
no?
No,
Overhead
that was
kick.
in the Premier
He
League.
did go on
That was
against
the
City.
League
He
Cup.
did go.
That was a Premier League.
That's
That was a Premier
game.
League. That was a Premier
Yeah,
League
I
game.
doubt it. Nah.
It was, Nurdin, it was.
No, it's Premier League.
Somebody
We won.
please
We
tell
won.
me in the
wasn't.
comments. I'm telling you now. I think that
Yeah,
was
it's
the
Premier
Cup game.
League. It is Premier League. I can
It was a
confirm
Premier
it was
League
Premier
game.
League.
100%.
I can
Okay,
confirm. I
fair
just
enough.
checked it. It's Premier League. Yeah, that was his greatest
Okay.
goal. That was Premier League greatest goal, man.
Okay, that's you.
I'm
Vaz.
going to disagree with that one because I don't even think it was his best goal for United. I think the volley against Newcastle
What's his best?
is the best goal.
Boy. Okay. Mumbai, did you say what goal it was?
Do you know what, bro? I'm just gonna say a goal. I don't know if this is my best, but it sticks out in my mind. Van Persie's volley against Villa.
What a
That was
goal.
incredible. That was
Fire.
incredible. That was incredible.
Oh, yeah, that was a crazy goal. That was a crazy goal, that, yeah.
Vaz, you said the overhead kick, yeah? Was that
Yeah.
Mundo?
Yeah.
Right, Mundo, what did you say, Mundo? What goal did you say?
I said Rooney's goal was better, but I mean, in terms of the best goal in the Premier League, let me just think now.
Tony
I'm
Yeboah,
gonna
man.
go old school, right? And most people probably won't even remember this. I want to say Matt Letizia against Southampton against Blackburn.
That was a mad goal. That was a mad goal, that one.
Yeah, the
That was when
Crazy
Not
goals.
the
in.
chip, the one where he took
The
it
volley,
down,
the volley. Yeah.
and then hit it
Bang
from
it.
about 40 yards and it went right in the top corner.
Okay.
Do you know what, man? I'm glad Faz is here tonight. This show may as well have been in another language for half the fans.
No.
Listen, it is what it is. Now, listen, there are a couple of oldies. I'm gonna say the best goal in the Premier League that I've ever seen is undisputed. Dennis Bergkamp's goal against Newcastle, and the majority of the
That was an FA Cup goal. That was an FA Cup goal, not the league.
was that FA Cup?
Yeah,
Hey,
against
no, it did.
that was FA Cup.
Wow.
Start scratching around for
Okay,
another
actually,
goal.
you take me to that then. Okay, the best Premier League goal that I've ever seen was '94 United, where we had, I think all of them touched the ball, every one of them, and I think it was Hughes that finished it.
I
Even I don't know
remember
what you're talking about.
No,
There.
no, listen to me.
Makeda.
It
I was gonna
was
say.
It was a 20
Makeda.
goal pass, 20 goal pass, and every player in the Man United, from the goalkeeper, from Schmeichel to Parker to Irwin to Bruce.
I'm gonna have to bust a bubble. I think that was an FA Cup game against Sheffield
No, it
United.
wasn't. It was not an FA Cup game. It was a league game. I'm sorry to say, it was not an FA Cup game. And that goal
Just
for me
don't,
was the best
bro.
goal.
Just
Best
don't
FA
tell him
Cup
it
goal.
was.
The best FA Cup goal. The best.
It was
FA
yellow and
Cup
green. We
goal.
were playing in yellow and green in that game. I remember it.
No,
Mundo, just don't tell him it was a Europa League game, man.
No, it wasn't. Europa
You know
League,
what?
Christian.
You know what?
Listen, the best FA Cup goal was by
Giggsy?
Ryan Giggs against Arsenal. He got voted the best ever. You can't argue with that. He got voted. Pontus voted for that. It's undisputed the best goal. ever with his hairy chest.
Better than Bergkamp's against Newcastle.
Yeah. That Mundo, I don't think that was a FA Cup game. Are you sure?
But what about
No, it was.
what about team though? Team, because don't forget Jack Wilshere, Arsenal team goal. Team
yeah.
2013 season, I think. That was ridiculous. That was ridiculous. Team goal. That was a proper team goal as well.
Yeah.
That's a team goal. That was Giroud,
so funny,
right?
guys. It's so funny. Listen to me. Next time we get together, we're gonna do the best 5 defenders. The best 5 defenders. And then we're gonna move on to the best 5 midfielders. But they've just done the best 5 attacking players, other than Vass, who went for John Terry and Neuer. But we're going to do this again, people. We're going to do this again. It is so interesting. Only one chose Cristiano Ronaldo. Nobody
And a goalkeeper as well.
Nobody in the panel chose or spoke about Messi. What the
man.
was?
Yeah, because he hasn't done it in the World Cup, Nerdin. He hasn't shown himself to be a star of the World Cup. Whereas R9 has and Zidane, they showed it in the World Cup. They showed
And
it.
the thing is,
Messi,
of all the
man.
players we said that we missed out on, we forgot someone who I think was a baller. The best right-sided attacking player, I think, in the modern game. You know what I'm talking about? Arjen Robben.
Oh, yeah.
I had it in my head, but I didn't say it.
How did no one even think of him or mention him? Like, we were
around
Carrington and
I did.
whatever,
You know what?
or whatever it was.
But the thing is with Robin, if I
I
pick
wanted
Robin, I have
Tony,
to
yeah.
pick Ribery.
Like, on a serious note, I've never rated Arjen Robben.
No.
You're joking?
No.
Yeah, you're crazy. You're
No,
crazy.
No, listen, right? I know what
Your
you're saying.
medication.
The thing is, I don't rate him, but you have to admit it was effective. Even though he did the same thing over and over again, yeah, it was effective.
The next show is players that you didn't rate.
Overrated, most overrated players. Okay.
Yeah.
Nerdin, why are you frying our brains today, man? How come you're frying our brains, asking us to look back 40 years?
Because it's Europa League tomorrow, and he doesn't want to think about Europa, so he's trying to reminisce all the past.
Shit, I need to give the brain a shake.
To me, it tells me something. None of us 5 mentioned Messi.
No, what Messi?
Bro, do you
Messi?
know
No,
five?
Ronaldo at 35 was killing.
None of us mentioned. Listen, none of us mentioned properly None of us mentioned the best club side ever seen. Pep Guardiola's Barcelona, one of the best.
Iniesta and Xavi.
Iniesta, Xavi, Busquets. None of us mentioned any of those.
Because I've always felt like they've all been good in from the La Masia together. They've all been together. I mean, after Messi left that, or when Xavi and Iniesta started, disappearing, what was going on then? Because when Messi came to PSG in his first season, he ain't done nothing. It's only now. And again, he's got Mbappe, he's got Verratti, he's got Neymar, he's got Vitinha, he's got Nuno Mendes, he's got ballers around him. Whereas Ronaldo at 35 was killing in Juventus.
Wait a second, Nerdin. Remember, you even said yourself, right, when we talked that the game is not as entertaining as it used to be. It's more defensive. You said that 1,000 times to me. Remember? So that's why we pick players from the golden era of football. We're not in a golden era of football at the moment.
No,
we're not.
That Robin slander.
We picked players that were individual, that were enigmas. They were individual players. Like they had moments of brilliance. Ronaldinho had Zidane had moments of brilliance.
They had more than moments. They were brilliant in everything they played.
You can't say that Messi did not have moments of brilliance.
No, I'm not saying that he hasn't, but I'm saying like. I don't know what.
Yeah, but wait a second.
Do you know all them players, guys?
All them players you mentioned, they did it in the league and they did it in the leagues and the World Cup. These guys we mentioned, R9s, Ronaldinho, Zidane's, all of them did it in the World Cup as well as the league. Messi didn't do it in the World Cup yet. He's done it, and he's not going to do it now. He's done. That's why we don't talk about him.
When you ask me about the best players and that, I'm not telling you the ones I chose are the best players.
No.
I would say Messi is one of the all-time greatest players to ever play the game. But he doesn't mean to me I know he's better than everybody on my list, apart from Diego, in my opinion. But he doesn't mean anything to me, Lionel Messi. These other players have meant something to me, and this is why I go towards them. I see something in them or in their game that attracts me, or at a certain period when I was, growing up and watching these guys. Messi, I don't have that. A lot of people will, but that's part of the selection process.
Yeah, it's really interesting because I consciously didn't go for any United players, and only Boumbaye went for the United players. So it's really interesting because I've got my people why I support Man United. Mark Hughes is Cantona. Decent to me, my heroes are Man United. Cantona is the greatest for me, Man United player ever.
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
For me, and because of the character he is as well. So
no, because he was the change. He was the catalyst, Narini. He was the catalyst. Yeah, he's the one that made us winners.
Yeah. But Mark Hughes is the reason why I support Manchester United. I went to a game at the age of 10, never looked back ever since. But it is what it is. Guys, please smash a like on the video. There's been over 100 of you.
Oh, by the way, someone's DM me asking, how old are you guys? Because since I'm the baby, I'm the nephew of the stream. They want to know.
None of their bloody business.
I know. You ask us such personal questions and ask us we're married. Well, put it this way, we got at least 10 years plus on you. Yeah.
Exactly. We got 10 years on you. That's it. 10 years plus on you.
Without giving Irfan's name away, age away, he was able to watch World Cups in the 70s and the 80s live.
In the 80s, not the 70s, 80s, man.
We're watching it on YouTube.
Hey, but look, I'm not ashamed because look, I'm still looking all right. I know I am.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. Listen, the reason why I know about that great Pele goal in 1952, Irfan was sat right near pitch side people.
Hey, listen, you may say that, right? But I have known Brazilian people my whole life because I worked in Brazilian music around Brazilian nights. Even a Brazilian promoter drew me up today. We'll start another Brazilian music club again. But they batter me with all these days, Garinchas, Peles, Carlos Alberto, all these guys. They just keep talking about it. They talk about Flamengo. They talk about Brazil. Every week I hear about it. I can't get away from it, So
what's this black gloves thing?
On Sunday, lads. I don't know what he means by that.
So black gloves is basic. Come on now. Come on. You know what it is. It's Anthony Martial's black gloves.
Oh, God.
Come on. You guys didn't notice.
Somebody saying here, Georgie Best. Let me just quickly go through from people here. Georgie Best, Figo, Sola. Yeah, they were really great players. There's been great players. Asprilla, I thought, was an amazing player. In terms of wingers, honestly, I've never rated anybody outside of Man United. I always love Man United wingers. But I've never rated, honestly, I thought Robin was...
Nerdy, wait a second, Nerdy. Did you rate Kanchelskis?
Oh, of course. I love Kanchelskis.
You remember that guy?
Yeah, of course.
And we're talking about Robin being a one-trick pony. He was an...
We're talking about directness. We're talking about direct.
Yeah, but listen, come on, man. Come on.
You couldn't
It was
stop
great watching him, though. It was great. The way he excited the crowd, that guy.
Dennis Irwin, for me, is the greatest left-back in Premier League history.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Hands down. Ain't nobody ever arguing about this. Dennis Irwin, the greatest left, could play. It was a right wing, right-footed left-back. Amazing. Attacking. He played like he was from Brazil. But he was from Republic of Ireland.
It's a good call in there, Alicia's saying, I always like Chris Waddle. I always like Chris Waddle too, especially when he's playing for the French. He was playing for Marseille. Do you remember watching him playing for Marseille? Yeah, he was apart from Gascoigne, he was the greatest English player ever seen. Apart from Gascoigne, it was Chris Waddle. I'll tell you, he wasn't an English player at all when I used to watch him play. I didn't think he was English.
Wow, I thought David Bentley would have given
the videos of this guy. He had one of the most sweetest left foots you'd ever going to see. This guy.
I heard David Bentley would have given a better run for his money. But anyway, big up Ed Woodward. Even though I don't like your name, thanks for the super chat. Big up.
He's one of my members. Big up Woodward, man. Big up Woodward.
Yeah. Big up. Listen. We could go in all night, people, but obviously we can't. Thank you so much to the panel. Let me just get off this here. There you go, people. Mighty Mundo on Twitter. Irfan Rainey on Twitter.
Hang on, someone just asked me at the Brazilian nights. No, a Brazilian woman rang me up about starting a new party today, and I'm gonna say no, but I'm gonna help them get it together. I'm done with doing commercial Brazilian stuff in that part of town. I want to do the cool shit. Otherwise, I don't do it. I'm not doing it anymore. Okay, so there's no party yet, but I'll let you know if it happens. Okay.
There we go. There we go, people. Irfan is not doing it unless his boy comes back. His boy is
no. Can I just say, if we just digest, is what it is music has been super commercialized. It's like even Brazilian music. What Brazilian people listen to today is just bullshit. I don't know what the equivalent is in pop terms, but like even the pop today is just bollocks. It's absolute shit. It's just it's like reggaeton world, just bounce your ass bullshit, just mindless bullshit. So they asked me if I want to do something like that, and I don't want to do that shit. I don't want to do it.
Listen, within every good music, within every popular music, there's good parts to it. You just don't know the good barley funk. Good party. No. There was talk about playing like funky karaoke or baile funk, playing that, but even the baile funk of today is nothing like it was 10 years ago. It's just music. Social media has changed that, hasn't it? Social media.
It has. But I'm not going to play holiday bullshit music. I'm going to play real shit or not do anything. That's a lot. Okay.
There's still good music. Though. Yeah. There are some baile funk music that I really like, who are modern. And they talk about really.
Yeah, but Nuruddin, you've been to Brazil. You've seen how Brazilian people love their music. The way Africans love their music. It's very deep. It's very deep.
He said shaking that. These guys are comedians.
You don't want to see Brazilian people shaking the butts, and that's like, if they ain't shaking the butts, then they ain't dancing, mate.
That's fact, man. That's fact.
Of course, I'm saying to you now, go and listen to Brazilian pop music now. It's terrible, guys. Absolutely terrible it is.
You know what? I'd love to come to this thing of yours, man.
Huh?
Do let me know.
Nuruddin, you came to my Brazilian night. You saw it. It's what they call the roda, as in the circle, the roda, where a guy used to jump in and a woman used to jump in, and it was like a mating ritual. Yeah, it was like a mating ritual. Groin to backside. Right, and then what the guys waiting in the other side of the circle would do, they'd point at the guy and say, "Look that way." He'd look that way, and they jump in and get the girl. And that used to happen all night at the party. That's what I'm saying. That kind of shit don't happen anymore.
You know what? Actually, there we go. Mesty is telling you, mate. ABBA is the bomb.
Nah, man.
Don't mess about with ABBA.
Bullshit. That's bullshit music.
Don't mess with ABBA. Irfan is a bit of a music. What would you say? Music Stalinist.
No. I'm into the art of music. You know, like you're into the art of film.
This is Man United versus Sociedad.
Because we know that's what we're talking about. We don't really care about the games. Do you really?
We do. Big up to all the watchers. Make sure you keep an eye out. Mr. Structure is going to come to Old Trafford on a Europa night, whether that be for charity or not, and he is going to watch the game at Old Trafford. Just keep an eye out. We're going to make this happen.
Logan, I'm going to give you the predicted 11. It's simple. De Gea, Maguire, Diego Dalot, Luke Shaw, Casemiro, Eriksen.
Martinez.
Bruno. Yeah, Martinez. Bruno. Rashford, Ronaldo, and most likely Langa or Garnacho.
Be nice to see one of the, hopefully if we can do like, Faz said, nice early, they're there for the taking, and see a few of the young boys would be good. Like maybe Zidane would come on, that would be nice, or Garnacho.
Yeah, it would be nice. That would be nice. Yeah, I'd like to see him get a game, definitely. Even if 10 minutes here and there, it'd be nice.
Yeah, definitely. Irfan is a music connoisseur. Have you not seen all the records behind his head? Yeah. Listen, it's been an absolute pleasure. It's been something different tonight, obviously, as we build up to the World Cup, people. And I really hope those 6,000 people who died building those stadiums get their money. Even if Qatar doesn't give it, I really hope the teams who are participating put money aside to recompensate those families.
Nuruddin, wait a second. Can we just say, because I put on my Facebook post yesterday, imagine if 6,500 people in England had died building stadiums. Can you imagine what the world would be saying if 6,500, let's even say white people had died building stadiums up, like they were little rats that you can just use and then don't have to kill. It's just another rat. That's how they treat them in the Gulf states. That's how they treat, and it's people from Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, some African countries, and some people from Thailand. They're the ones who get treated, who have died building those stadiums. I've
You
seen.
boys gonna watch it?
You've seen it. You've seen it. You've been to, you've been to Qatar. You've seen it, man. Shocking, absolutely shocking. It is.
It is what it is, guys. It's sad. We live in a horrible big world. But those families of those 6,000 people need to be compensated.
Well, see how FA Australia came out of them for LGBT, lack of LGBTQ rights, and the human rights records. It's the only FA that's come out against the World Cup at them so far and try to give them a slap. And did you hear what Qatar said? Qatar said we have work to do. Yeah, ignored one of them and said the other part was we have work to do. Yeah,
I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's what they said. That's their official reply. We have work to do.
Well, it is what it is. They bought the World Cup. Everybody got greased. Everybody, all of it. The whole of football is corrupt. But to be fair, Irfan, I'm not boycotting this World Cup because people are like, when Britain and America attacked innocent civilians in Iraq, why didn't the whole world boycott Britain and America and kick them out of the World Cups or competitions?
Yeah, because they're too powerful, Nuruddin. Too powerful. They run the show. America runs the world in terms of economy.
There's no country. There's no country that's innocent. I'm sorry, and I don't believe in. I believe sport's there to be played. I think human rights is everywhere, but I just think those people who are seen as slaves and third-class citizens, those families should be compensated. They should be.
But Nuruddin, if they're not valued as human beings, how are they going to be recompensed if you don't value them as they don't see them as human beings, Nuruddin? You think this is just happening in the World Cup? Do you know how many died? How many have died constructing all of Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Qatar? Do you know how many can you imagine how many have died?
Thousands, thousands. Yeah.
More than thousands. It'll be in 100,000 at least by now.
A lot of people have died,
30, 40 years of deaths, not problem. 40 years, it's not like 5 years of deaths. It's at least 30, 40 years of deaths.
That's what it is, people. But anyway, we've gone around the football. We've to give you a bit of that social political angle to it as well. And when they tell you sport and politics don't mix, they're lying to you. Politics goes into everything, every single aspect of people's lives in this world. But let's hope for a United win tomorrow, so the rest of you are happy. I couldn't care less if you get knocked out. I'd be absolutely happy if you get knocked out.
We can't get knocked out. We can finish second, so your dream's not going to come true tomorrow.
Well, you literally just said you don't care if we get knocked out when we can't get knocked out.
Yeah.
Well,
Tender, man.
what I'm saying to you is when we get knocked out, like in the next round, I don't care whether we finish second or first. We'll just get knocked out.
Oh my goodness.
Nuruddin, isn't the bigger problem though morale though? That's why we don't want United to lose, because we want a habit of winning or even draw. We don't want a habit of losing.
Well,
like Mundo said,
we want us to win. We're gonna win, and the dream will stay and continue.
Then I care about the Europa League. I care more about the Premier League, the bread and butter. But tomorrow, people, I just want to remind people who thinks the 8 o'clock kickoff. Tomorrow's game kicks off at 7:45 English time, UK time. So just letting you know, it's an early one.
He cares about Europa League. He's ready at 7:45.
No, 5:45. Sorry, 5:45.
No, he cares for the people that come on and shows. That's what he cares about.
He's tuning in, man. He's tuning in and supporting the boys.
God, honestly, I'm only doing it because Therapy Army.
That's it. It's Therapy Army. Come on.
Yeah.
No, I hate that kickoff time.
What if the Therapy Army asked you to go to Old Trafford on a Europa night?
Have to go. You have to go, bro.
Only for charity. If they donate to the charity, to the local food bank, 100%.
Man, you used to go to Coca-Cola Cup.
And the game kicks off, yes. 5:45.
If United got Barcelona in the next round and he got a ticket,
No, I've asked him. He said no.
He'd be there.
I said no, he won't. He said he
really
won't.
will. Come on, it's Barcelona for God's sake. Man, same Barcelona.
Literally, I've asked him. He said no. I'm not gonna go. This is the Europa League. I don't care.
I wouldn't go. If we played Real Madrid, I would never go. I don't care who we play. It's still ho 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 ho.
No, come on.
I know exactly what it is. You've gone too far, and now you don't want to go back on your word. That's what it is. I know you.
He's right.
It's not because
He's
we've gone
right.
too far. I
Thank
honestly,
you.
genuinely, I don't think any of you guys understand how much I hate this competition.
No, you've gone too
Only
far. You
On a
can't
hate
go
one-way
this
back.
system,
competition.
and you've missed your turning. That's what's happened. You're on a
No, it's
one-way,
not.
Yes,
one-way
thank
street, one-way
you.
street. You've missed your turning, mate, and now you just have to keep going. That's what's happened.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Listen, I'll say it simple. I genuinely don't. I'm not a hateful person, really, genuinely. But I genuinely don't think any of you guys believe me when I say I despise this competition more than I despise any other competition, because it reminds me, it painfully hurts me how much United have fallen, that we've become, in the last 9 years, we've been in the Europa League more than we've been in the Champions League.
We're only as good as as our competition and the teams that we play against.
That's what it's
No, to be fair, Nuruddin's been saying this for years. He's been saying it the first year we were in Europa League. He's been saying it since then. He's been saying it a long time. So he's not like he's backtracking. He's always had this. He's never changed his mind on it. He's always hated it. Yeah.
No.
I just find it absurd for Nuruddin, someone who enjoys football so much, to hate a whole competition.
I do, because he tells me how much United have fallen. Lol, we are scripted to play Ajax, not 100% what it is.
What if your family member was playing for a team, was playing for Man United, and they were in the Europa?
He's probably going to tell you he won't go still.
Wow. Your silence speaks volumes.
He's missed his turning, man. He's gone too far.
No, it's not that. Listen. He's
at the end of the road.
On the Europa League, listen to me. On the Europa League, Irfan, Mundo, and Mumbai have known me, guys. They've known me for years. Have we ever been with you guys, ever celebrated the League Cup or the Europa League? Have I ever called you guys and said, well, let's go for some food? No, I haven't. I've never. I don't celebrate Mickey Mouse trophies. I'm not asked whether United lose or draw or get knocked out. I don't get nervous watching Europa League games. I never get nervous watching League Cup games. I don't. Stop forcing it and shoving it down my throat. I'm not accepting it.
No, when we're in the final, you will.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I didn't even watch the last final. When we closed it, I didn't watch that final.
All right. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna be doing when we're watching the Europa League?
Final.
No, any Europa League game. Are you gonna be watching them?
Properly go out. Wow. What's the album called there, fan?
Escreto Samba e Samba no Pay. It's a classic samba and football album from the late 70s.
Is it the Europa League anthem?
No.
No, it's not. I'm saying, I've got loads of them here, yeah? The Brazilians always had music alongside the football, and they made recorded albums about the music. And I've got loads of them like this.
There you go. There you go, people.
Crazy. There's loads of them here.
Listen, you can follow all these man. You can follow me, that guy Red Devil, Mr. Structure, Irfan Rainey on Twitter, music on Instagram, politics, football, little bit of football on Twitter, Mighty Mundo, football, anything, you chat about anything on Twitter. Bumbaye doesn't have any of that stuff. He's just here on United Real Therapy. And Vas across all social media, by the way. Fast Nation across all social media.
It's not Fast Nation, it's Planet Faz. You already gave me confused. What's this Fast Nation? There's Europa Nation, maybe, but not Fast Nation.
That's your next channel. He's giving you a name for your next channel. That's what he's doing.
It's Fascination. No. It's
Fascination. He's got a fascination.
The viewers of your YouTube channel are Fascination. They are Fascination. They are.
Big up.
There we go, guys. Big up, Logan. Love always. Peace. You got a bit of insight. Next time I get this gang together, the best 5 defenders they've ever seen. That's going to be interesting.
Oh, I know the answer already for that one.
Right. That's going to be interesting.
Will Jones, Aaron Maguire, Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
Oh my God.
And to the person that says I look like 40, you're a cheat, you're a disgrace. I don't think I didn't see that coming. I saw. I'm just growing it all out because I got an award show in a week's time, so I'm just growing everything out. So yeah, that's why.
There you go. See, when Vas is shaven, he looks like a baby that he is. He's the bambino. When he puts a bit of facial hair on, It looks like he's rocking.
I'll be honest. There's nothing I could do that would make me look younger than you guys, man. You guys definitely look a lot younger, man. You guys. Someone said 1950s. I thought to myself, what? Did they even have Wi-Fi back then? Did they have Wi-Fi back then?
Listen, you know what? Those days they couldn't even show a match properly. They had to show the highlights, and the commentary was dubbed over the game.
Wow.
No, but Nerdy, you know, ITV. Sometimes they show the games from the 70s. You ever watched them?
Yeah.
They'll play Arsenal against Sunderland from 1976 or 1979 or 82. You should watch them. Honestly, it's unbelievable how much the game in England has changed. It's unbelievable.
It's called the Big
I'll
Match.
tell you what, the England.
Yeah, it's called the big match. It's called the big match. That's it.
I remember watching some. They played the whole World Cup, the 1966 World Cup, the games, the full games.
Really?
Yeah, a few years
That
back.
was interesting.
Wow, I would have loved to have seen that. Wow.
Ain't that England team? They were very technical. I was surprised how good they were on the ball. Like,
really?
Really good.
What, the Nobby Styles, Jeff Hurst team,
Yeah, seriously, you should watch them. They were unbelievable. Like,
wow.
They played like a European team. They didn't play like
English. They were that team was went all over the world, whacked everybody all over the world. They were unbeaten on their own patch in over a year.
Wow.
Or honestly, Bobby Charlton was talking about that team.
There you go. The great
Bobby Charlton,
Great Bobby Charlton.
Now I know why all the England fans going about 66 all the time. It was a great team.
I didn't know that about. I knew they were a good team because I always thought Germany were the team as well at the time. It was obviously Germany and England were the best two teams.
Right.
England
Good night, guys. Win, lose or draw. Glazers out, bankers out. We sign out with that. Big up to everybody. And we'll see you tomorrow for the match reaction. I don't really want to do it, but we'll see you.